welcome to No Movies in Hell. I'm Chris Geiger.
I'm Claus Scott, and today we are doing a recap of the 95th Annual Academy Awards that happened last night.
Now, did you go to Metrograph?
I did not.
Okay.
So I was at home when I watched it. Yeah, I didn't go to Metrograph. I contemplated going to the Roxy. I actually emailed because they said that they had tickets available and they were free. And I wanted to get like a sense of how many seats they had. So I emailed, I didn't get a response. And then, of course, Nighthawk was sold out. So yeah, I sat out at home. How about you?
So I was following along online, but I wasn't watching actively. We
Okay.
have an antenna, so we could have maybe tried to get WABC, but even though it's actual TV coming to this antenna, like there's weird loading times or buffering happens. I'm not sure what it's doing, but it definitely like stops and starts and there's static, and it's not a good viewing experience. I was excited to see Everything Everywhere won a lot of the categories. I was sad to see that Banshees did not win anything.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
This is a tough year. Like it was such a good year in cinema. It was really tough. Look, Steven Spielberg didn't win anything.
I know.
Man, Angela Bassett didn't win. Like it was really, really tough. Overall, kind of like we have Sling, so we watched it on Sling and they added ABC channel. So I think there was a slight delay by like a couple seconds because I was looking on social media and some things were like posted, 57 seconds earlier than like what I was getting ready to post. And I was like, wait a minute. Overall, it was a very boring ceremony.
Which
for obvious reasons.
Right, good. We can't have all of the excitement all the time. Like
Yeah. I really wanted to get into like the acting categories and then get everything going, and a lot of good films. Unfortunately, no Banshees, All Quiet on the Western Front for like almost everything technical. So sound.
which was surprising to me. I did not expect it to come away. And I don't know a lot about the technical aspects or what it takes to do certain things. I don't know how a normal person, like an average person, would know that. But yeah, for it to beat out like a lot of the other contenders was surprising.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't a surprise for me because I feel like the Academy, even though they've made some sea change, it's not enough. But I feel like war movies always get the technical categories, whether it's like special effects, sound, editing, cinematography. And so when you start seeing like, All Quiet on the Western Front, I was like, okay, this is happening. What's interesting is like Netflix is like killed it because it was released exclusively on Netflix. So they are coming through and showing that they're given the budget, they're given the creative for people to do films like this.
Yeah. And A24, props to them.
Yes. Oh my gosh, A24, amazing.
Yeah, let's give them more money because they're doing interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever, best
Yes.
costumes, which
Yes.
totally deserved, like well deserved.
Yes, Ruth Carter, second time she got her Oscar for Black Panther, the first one and the second one. So yeah, she's an amazing costume designer, and even seeing like her older stuff, like going back and watching like Spike Lee movies and going, oh, that's interesting. It's very like she has such a great book of work. Catherine Martin actually does. She does too. I mean, she's won many Academy Awards for like for costume with Baz Luhrmann, Baz Luhrmann Productions. It's she's his wife. Like just such a great job. I think she did a great job on Elvis.
Oh, for sure.
Elvis won nothing.
I know that was a little bit surprising too.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't think he was going to come away. I didn't think Austin Butler was going to come away with the
Best
Oscar,
Actor.
but I thought something else.
Yeah.
Women talking.
I was so shocked at that. I'm so happy it happened. Best adapted screenplay, well deserved.
Yeah, yeah. But surprising. Well deserved, but surprising.
Yeah, because it could have been like I honestly I was like it could go either way. It could go like All Quiet on the Western Front because it was adapted. It could go, Knives Out. It, it's a fan fave, and I think it's a critic fave as well. So I'm very happy that Women Talking Sarah Polley won because it was just flying under the radar, and it's a really great movie.
So we're glossing over the big winners, right? Michelle Yeoh.
Yay! It feels
Yay.
like a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's so crazy because her role almost went to Jackie Chan and he turned it down. And the story behind that and how she's worked for many years and dealt with so many things and was kind of like, cast aside. And then you get this crazy movie and maybe this is too early because obviously Everything Everywhere All at Once won Best Picture. But like the Daniels did a crazy, music video, and now they're all the way here with this movie about a multiverse.
Not to.
Yes. I would have been really disappointed if it didn't win.
Me too. Especially since we just watched it in the theater that like yesterday afternoon, and it was fresh in my mind, like how impactful it is from a storyline perspective too.
Mm-hmm. Very much
And
so.
yeah, so I feel like a lot of times original songs that are written for movies kind of get pushed to the end, like they're over the credits and they're not integral to the story. They might have story characteristics in the lyrics, but it certainly this was definitely integral to the story.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Yay. So great.
What did you think about the fashion?
I think a lot of people played it safe. I really liked Salma Hayek, what she was wearing, like a kind of like a flame red, almost like our logo, flame red dress. I just felt like everything else was really boring, and it was really odd to have like a champagne carpet um, because I felt like maybe that may have dictated some of the style choices and it being a little more tamer. I
Mm.
really liked Angela Bassett. She wore Moschino, and that was like I love the purple. I thought that was a really great choice. But a lot of the other nominees, like they went with like an ivory or like a classic white, and it just really didn't stand out for me. Like I love what Michelle Yeoh was wearing in Dior Couture, but a lot of other people really didn't stand out. How about you? What did you think of the fashion?
It wasn't great. And maybe it's because the Oscars are the last big award show, right? You have all of the other ones before it. And so people have kind of exhausted their wardrobe choices at that point. I don't like that big sleeve trend, like
Mm,
bare shoulder, giant sleeve. That's not flattering, I don't think. And also, it just seems like unwieldy. Like I gotta take my sleeves now with me to sit down. I felt like there was a lot of that. Also, I feel like if you are wearing that look, like you want to be the only person in
right.
that. And like there were so many people in that same look. So it loses kind of its punch. And also we've seen it at other award shows already this season. So that's unfortunate too. I did like Hong Chow's, like very like
Oh yeah.
understated. Emily Blunt, also very understated. Mary, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen's
Oh yes, yeah, her
black
dress was great.
draped. That was great. But there were a bunch of the ones that I thought, "Oh, that doesn't fit." Jamie Lee Curtis's dress, I felt like did not fit properly.
I did not like that dress. It was Dolce and Gabbana. Aside from it being Dolce and Gabbana, it was not, didn't fit well. I actually thought that there was a dress that she wore like couple awards. See, maybe it was earlier in the award season that was like very fit to her body and like sheer. And I thought
Mm.
actually that was pretty nice. Like it was a daring choice. But like this hid everything and then just added sparkles on it. So yeah.
But the boning didn't seem like it was in the right place. I don't know. I was disappointed in that, but I did like Janelle Monáe's, like
Yes.
from I think that was Vera Wang. So there were a couple standouts, but I think the most standouts for me were not good. But I've loved the fashion up to I did like Kate Blanchett's Louis outfit.
Mm.
That was great.
Oh, the
And
blue.
Jessica Chastain looks like Jessica Rabbit from
She's great. I really like whoever her stylist is they do a really great job.
yeah. Nicole Kidman also
Of
liked
course.
her stuff. Of course, of course. Anything else about the Oscars?
I thought it was great. Overall, it was great. I'm very pleased with the winners. It's funny because I think the jokes were all about like getting people back to the movies, getting people back to the movies. And some of the obviously because everything everywhere all at once won, it's so different from the typical Oscar like everything. It's inspiring that like a film like that A24 is given a chance in something that's just so stodgy. Because even reading about kind of the lead up, and I think Entertainment Weekly had interviewed some anonymous Oscar voters, and they just seem so like close minded. The way that the thought process around kind of how they determined the vote was very much its legacy. That's how Jamie Lee Curtis won, is because she's been acting for so long. She came from an acting family, and she's at this point where the role as the tax person is just so different from some of the things that she's done in the past, including like, I mean, she's a scream queen, she's in horror films, she's in television show. I feel like the legacy is built in there, and it was kind of like her lifetime achievement award, and I think it's great. But I think that it could be really different, because if you think about like Brendan Fraser, he should have won and he did win for The Whale. However, The Whale is a pretty terrible movie in itself in terms of, I've got to move away from awarding people for everyday people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like I really, in hindsight, thinking about all the things that trouble me with The Whale. And I think we need to move beyond that into points of more creativity.
You make a good point in that when I was thinking about like other people who have been Oscar winners, sometimes because you're playing such a different role than people are used to seeing you in,
Mm.
you get extra points for that. Like Angela Bassett, amazing in everything, but her role was very dramatic in Black Panther, and people are used to seeing her in those seeing her excel in those but it wasn't necessarily a character stretch
Yeah.
for her. It wasn't, but where Jamie Lee Curtis as this frumpy IRS agent, low status, that's very much a different role for her, and I think she got extra points for that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, we even talked about it when I first saw the trailer for Everything Everywhere. I didn't know who it was. Like I thought that person looks really familiar. I had to watch the trailer like 3 times before I figured out who it was. And that's, I think, part of it, that if you are so off type that it's hard to recognize you, like that's when people are like, oh, like let's give that person extra points.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because I feel like that's when you see a lot of actors from different countries, and then they come and accept an award, and you're like, wait, I didn't know they had that accent.
Right. Or Marissa Tomei in My Cousin Vinny.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not that people were expecting her to do something else. Like, she was a fairly new actress, but for her to play that really strong character right out of the gate, which was nothing like her actual person, I think that she got extra points for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to plug in this episode?
Not really. Still looking forward to the like catching up on films as of late. So, how about you?
No, although I will say I did get a chance to watch EO and The
Hmm.
Quiet Girl,
Okay.
and they were both great. And I definitely think 2022 was the year of the donkey, because you have Jenny in
Yes.
Banshees and you have EO. And then next week I think I'm going to see Cocaine Bear, which so maybe
Okay.
2023 is the year of the bear. So maybe look for more movies that have bears in them.
It is, and TV shows because The Bear season 2 comes back in June. They
Okay.
advertise that. So I was like, oh, interesting. So yeah, maybe it is a bear year. The bear market, the bear cocaine bear, the bear restaurant. Yep. 2023 is the year of the bear.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.